Well, I want to credit Michigan, obviously. I thought they were terrific. I think that they ran their stuff, and obviously the way they came out and set the tone, making every what felt like every shot in sight. And I think you also have to look at how Derek Walton's excellent. I just voted him first team all league today, and before the game, and then had complete regret for putting karma on ourselves after that, because he was, got 18 and 16 and was amazing. And so as you look at it, I think that, you just have to credit Michigan. They were so good. Lastly, I mean, that is absolutely not the team that, we envision. I think our guys, we talked about after last game having a crisis of confidence, but this is beyond that. There's a defeatism almost that, and some of the guys have talked about it, that as soon as the first thing goes wrong, we expect the worst to happen. And that's not competitive. That's not a competitive mindset. And that's really got to be our job and our MO here from the between now and whenever we get to the Big Ten tournament, because there's no way. We have to be mentally stronger. We can't allow those fears, worries, doubts, or whatever creep in, because it looks to me like it's a team walking around ready to get hit by lightning, and that can't be us.
Tim, was there a moment recently, or when did you realize that and see that in the team?
I noticed it, in Illinois, in the Illinois game. I didn't notice it as much with Michigan State, because Michigan State just happened so quick. It was a 2.5-minute deal, and they just exploded on us. And then we kind of played them even the second half. We just couldn't cut in their lead enough. So then Illinois and Minnesota certainly, and then tonight, after the first 4 or 5 threes, it was obvious.
Hey, Tim, 4 straight double-digit losses. You expressed a lot of confidence that your status was okay. How do you feel after this tonight?
The only thing, I'm not worried about my job. I'm worried about coaching these guys and getting us better, right? My administrators have supported me the whole time and been there to support us, whether it be at the game or practice. And I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about getting this team and getting their butts in gear. And that's really what we have to do.
Michigan State and Minnesota were both, or Michigan State and Michigan were both much better the second time around that you played them. Minnesota and Illinois obviously better in the second half of the season. Why was this team better earlier on and faltered at the end like this while the rest of the team?
Yeah. Well, I think once, there's a lot of reasons for that, so to speak. But, I think the wear and tear, when I scheduled heavy, I scheduled thinking we had a different type of team, quite frankly. And let's just call it what it is. Andrew left, there went about 90 or 100 threes. And then Anton got hurt, then Ed got hurt. Some of that was a lot to overcome. I think it took an emotional toll. And we've let that settle in now. I've tried to meet with the guys individually on a regular basis here in the last 6-7 games and hear them out, hear their frustrations. But, I'm a little upset that we weren't more competitive tonight and we allowed that, like I say, that whether it be a feel sorry for yourself or here we go again type of mentality creep in, because you can't allow that in life. Where can you do that in life and be successful? It just doesn't work that way. And we just have to get that out of them one way or another. It's not, I don't know where that's acceptable in anything you do. Like if it was a boyfriend-girlfriend situation, who'd want to be around that guy? My God.
A couple of games ago, the team talked about how they've yelled at each other, they've tried being best friends, and it hasn't resonated.
They haven't tried hard enough. That's all I have to say. They have not tried hard enough, because what was out there was not a team that was competitive and trying hard enough.
So when they say that they're doing those things with each other, that's your
Keep
answer?
working on it. I mean, just go back to the drawing board, and we're all going to meet, and we're all going to figure it out. And I'm going to start with texting guys tonight, and we're going to meet tomorrow, and we're going to figure this out. Because part of it just, you have to take, put your big boy pants on. It's a big boy league. Come on up, you two. No reason for you to be in the audience. Your father-in-law really bitching at me?
Yeah, I don't know what he's.
Tell him to get over it. Questions for the players?
Did you pick up what Coach was talking about, almost a defeatist mentality out there off the board?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was obvious, you know.
Is that surprising? I mean, given the way this team was playing earlier in the year, I mean, one of the things you were hanging your hat on was just the fight night in, night out. With the way things have been in the past 4 games, I mean, was that something you could have ever seen coming?
No, I wouldn't say I would have seen it coming, you know. I mean, that was kind of, you know, our identity, you know, it's something that coaches preached to us for the entire year and still preach to us. And, you know, yeah, I don't know. It was just something that it's kind of disappointing, you know, to see. But it is what it is, you know. It's no one's fault but our own.
Isaiah, was there a point as players where you felt it slipping away at all?
I felt like it was kind of slipping away when we just got scored on. Like we couldn't ever get a string of stops put together. And they were just I felt like, I mean, kind of like how Coach was saying, we're kind of defeated. Like every time they made a shot, it kind of just was it took our whole team morale down. And so, yeah, when they started just getting shot after shot after shot, it kind of took a toll on our team as a whole.
Isaiah, I know you're focused on this season, but is there any way you can take this feeling right now and build on it and use it to motivate you in the future, or is this something you completely put behind you and say, all right, we're looking forward?
I mean, you definitely. I mean, personally, I won't forget this. This feeling sucks. I mean, I didn't want to have this feeling at all this year, and to have it now at the end, it's even worse. So I mean, I know everybody in the locker room feels the same way. Yeah, we're young, but this isn't acceptable at all anywhere, like Coach said. So I mean, if it's not fueling our team, then I don't know what can.
Ty, it's a little bit different question. How special is it just to have your mom here to be able to watch you play?
It means the world for me. I mean, that's my biggest fan. That's everything to me, you know. It's the only person's approval I need, you know. At the end of the day, she's the one. Coach says, rub my belly, make me feel better when I'm, you know, when the world seems against me or whatever. But yeah, it means the world. Yeah, it means the world to me. I'm just thankful that she could make it out here.
Obviously a tough game to end your senior season on, but is there one game, one memory that will stick with you forever of this building and playing it here?
Probably that no-sit Sunday. That was something that I'll probably remember, take with me forever. It was just amazing, you know. And I mean, how many colleges can say they had one of those, and you know, and had the result we had that night? It was just something I'll remember forever.
Hey Ty, one thing that we've talked about all season is it's a young team, but you were really the leader, being the senior. What wisdom do you want to impart on these guys as you leave that they can take forward as they grow?
Probably just the work aspects of things, you know. Whether it's team, whether it's individual, you know, it's important to get the work done, you know, first and foremost. I mean, and you know, you can just look at where I've come from, and to see the results. You know, it happens. You know, if you do the work, you know, just that working mentality. You know, especially, you know, you can only get so much better in team practices. You know, you gotta take it upon yourself to get that individual work in wherever you can, and just, you know.
One thing I don't think people realize about Ty is how many hours he spent trying to get better. I remember right away it was with Teran Petaway, right? And he and Teran would be in the gym, and Ty wouldn't go home. I mean, it was time for everybody to go home. Ty didn't go home. He just stayed and worked out with Teran all the time. And they'd be how many times a day in the gym? Two, three?
3 weights,
Yeah, and weights. And just working on his game. And, I mean, untold hours, right? There's no 40-hour work week for those guys. And Ty, you know, internalizes so much, and I think probably puts too much blame on himself way too often. But Ty cares. He cares about Nebraska basketball. He cares about success. I don't think there's probably anybody hurting more than Ty about these results. You know, he didn't even want to talk about it, right? And but at the same time, I mean, this is a man that's invested and put a lot of time into trying to be the best, most complete player and get our team. That's what's disappointing about the end, is that we weren't able to honor our senior the way, you know, hopefully we could have. But you know, that's the regular season. We've still got the tournament to look forward to, and hopefully we can get something positive going there.
Anything else for coach and players?
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, coach.